All right, my next guest will be fighting on February the 27th at Fury FC 58 when he meets Evers Anderson. And of course, it is Mo Miller back in the show. Mo, how's it going, man?
Good, good, Ryan. Thank you for having me back.
Yes, sir. And the fight is right around the corner. Be here before you know it. How's this camp been thus far? How you feeling?
I feel good. I think this camp went pretty smooth. I didn't really have too many problems. Kind of focused on improving from last fight. So just keeping that momentum going, or not really momentum, but learning going.
Sure.
I
Any
think.
new wrinkles to your camp? Any new training partners, or have you adjusted anything to evolve as a fighter since we've seen you last?
Uh, I just I didn't really bring in too many new people, but uh, I had a lot of opinions. You know what I mean? I went and I talked to a lot of people, my coaches, just and other people in the game, and what should I do or how should I adjust? And they all gave me great advice, and I'm excited to show my new skill set.
All right. Well, the last time that I did speak to you was right before your Contender Series fight. You got the win. You looked dominant. Unfortunately, you didn't get the contract there. So I just kind of wanted to circle back to that and get your overall take on, that whole experience, what it was like, and if you felt you deserved the contract on that from that win over a tough opponent.
Yeah, I deserve the contract. I think so. But just looking back at that fight, I learned a lot. It's just an experience to me. I did get the win. I didn't get the contract, but maybe it wasn't my time. You know what I mean? It didn't take away from me as a fighter. I improved from that fight. I kept going. I did take a loss after that, but I also learned from that fight. But the Contender Series, I think that was a great experience to like learn from because it helped me uh, battle a little adversary. At, you know what I'm trying to say? And at this point in my career, you know what I mean? Like I've been pretty smooth. You know what I mean? These 5, 6 years. So that started off. Or that continued the snowball when I didn't get on Tough Show, you know what I mean? And then that happened, and then I lost. So I learned from each of those experiences. I don't think neither of them take away from me as a fighter, so that's why my confidence is still like so high. Uh, but I just thought it was a good experience.
Did you get a chance to talk to Dana or Sean or Mick or anybody? Any feedback afterwards?
No, I didn't talk. My manager did, but me, no. Like I didn't get the contract, so we don't really got much to talk about until I earn my spot.
A lot of fighters, they talk about the Octagon jitters. The first time that you step in there and the lights are so bright, you got the whole eyes of the MMA world on you, man. Watching you on UFC Fight Pass or whether it's ESPN Plus, whatever it may be, everyone's watching. Did you feel that?
No, I know how to compete. I just wasn't myself that day, and I still was able to get the win for whatever reasons. But as far as the jitters and no, I thought I competed with more people in the crowd. Obviously, like that was I actually like competing when not many people are there.
Yeah.
It's more quiet. You can hear your coaches and focus a little more. But just being on that stage, no, I don't think it affected me.
So about that Fury FC loss to Jose Johnson, I mean, this is a guy that very skilled as well. He was on the Contender Series show too, and I gotta be honest, man. Like all due respect to him because I think he's a great fighter. But when I found out that you lost, because I didn't watch it live, I had to catch it afterwards. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I thoroughly expected you to go in there and handle your business. What went wrong there? What did you learn? Is there anything that happened? I know you're not an excuse guy, but run me
Yeah.
through what happened there.
I'm trying not to make no excuses, but he got the win that day in that environment in that scenario. He just was he benefited from the circumstances. I think I didn't know I was preparing for him. You know what I mean? Like every person I ever prepared for finished or 30-27. You know what I mean? I had him on 2 day notice from a 5'6" opponent to a 6-foot opponent. You know what I mean? I just did sharpen up my skill set that I needed for him. You know what I mean? So, like one of my last interviews I did, I'm always more willingly to do the rematch. You know what I mean? Anywhere other than Colorado in the world, like any other place in the world, with a camp, I don't even need a full camp. You know what I mean? 4 weeks or enough time to prepare for an opponent. So I just think they got one over on me with that situation. I will fight him again if it's up to me.
For a specific opponent down the line, like maybe it's better to like practice and focus on every aspect of MMA rather than like a specific opponent? Like, is that something that you talked about with your coaches?
Uh, that's a good question. Cause I do. I normally do. I just I was gonna stand up that fight more so. You know what I mean? So I was sharpening those tools. I guess you can say that looking at 2020, you know what I mean? I guess you could say, well, you should have prepared for the way I've been doing it is I prepare specifically, you know what I mean? And granted MMA is all martial arts, but normally when I prepare for that opponent, I do consider everything he's good at, you know what I mean? Jose, I never looked at one fight. It was like too short, you know what I mean? I was on a flight in 5 more hours, you know what I mean? I'm running around doing stuff. So like I literally could have went in there and fought you, whoever showed up. So like he just benefited of the circumstances, you know what I mean? It don't take away, in my opinion, my skill set, because he got lucky, in my opinion. I don't want to say that, but he did, and for the circumstances.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you diving into that. We'll move on. I did want to ask you too, what life has been like for you outside of MMA. Have you been doing anything else, or have you just been like focused in the gym, getting better as a mixed martial artist all the time?
I mean, I've been trying to. The holidays came up, so I was trying to enjoy my time with my family and friends and take my mind off fighting because I fought contenders and Fury back to back, or I guess you can say back to back within 60 days. But I don't like losing. You know, what I mean? Look at my career. I don't like losing. I don't. I'm not padding my record, so like I'm fighting these dudes because I know how I train and how I prepare, and I know what got me this far. So I don't need no break. I don't need. I'm not where I need to be yet, and I think Jose got one over on me. Uh, it's not like I need to spend millions of hours in the jujitsu gym. You know what I mean? I know who I roll with, and I know what I need to work on. I'm not blaming nothing on short notice or anything. I know the mistakes I made in the fight, and that's why I wanted to work right away. You know what I mean? I know you need the reps in those areas to be comfortable in the fight. You know what I mean? And but those are like, I don't want to say easy, but that is an easy thing to learn. My mistakes that I made. You know what I mean? Like those aren't hard things to learn. You know what I mean? Like he benefited off my mistakes. You know what I mean? Nothing he did. But I'm ready to go next weekend, and I'm just talking a lot right now.
And no worries, man. Well, what are you doing these days to get your mind off of MMA? Do you have like a hobby, or is there anything that you're doing when you just want to kind of get away from it and let your mind rest from combat sports?
See, it's winter time here in Cleveland, so I just lost in November, and like being a person I am, I wouldn't feel right just doing whatever. You know what I mean? I gotta get that back, or I gotta keep progressing. You know what I mean? And no time to chill, no time right now at this point. You know what I mean? So like hobbies, all that other, I ain't worried about that right now.
You are one focused man. I love it. Well, tell me a little bit about Stipe, man. How's he looking? When can we expect to see him back in action?
That Stipe question I can't answer right now because he in and out. Like I rarely see him. I think he training on his own schedule from apart when I'm training. So I really can't tell you. I don't know his timeline. I know he talked to the coaches. I know they got a plan. but at this point, he hasn't been like in enough for me to speak on it, like or around me enough. So I don't know.
Have you ever thought that his voice resembles Stone Cold Steve Austin?
I didn't ever think of that, but now that you say it, I can see it.
Yeah, I feel like if I ever met him, I just start wanting to talk to him like this. And I love it though. He's one of my favorite fighters, man. I can't wait to see him back in there. All right, let's talk about this matchup. Evers Anderson, he's 4-2. Again, Fury FC 58 goes down February the 27th. How do you like this one for yourself?
I think he another tough opponent who's coming to win. You know what I mean? I think every opponent who's signed to face me bringing their best. You know what I mean? And I want that. You know what I mean? I want to prove that I am the fighter I say I am. So I think it'll be a good fight. I think he's decent in all positions. Hopefully, it'll allow me to show my improvements. But I definitely think I'll get the finish or 30-27.
This is
One
going
of
to
those.
be Dallas, Texas. So are you going to have to leave soon? I imagine you're going to be getting there at least a couple days before fight day.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. It ain't no elevation here. It ain't no elevation here. So I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave around next week sometime. But that was a mistake I made in Colorado. Yeah, they got one over on me with that one. I didn't expect that.
All right. Well, one thing's for certain, man. You're definitely licking your chops to get back in the cage and get another win under your belt. Mo Miller, always great talking to you, my man. Again, Mo faces Evers Anderson February 27th, Fury FC 58. If you can't be there in person, you can check it out on UFC Fight Pass. As always, man, before I let you go, I want to give you the floor. Tell people where to follow you on social media. If you have anyone to thank, the floor is yours.
Instagram is 330mo. Twitter is Mo_Milla with an A. I want to thank everybody who believe in me and stay with me even through the loss. And I'm excited to put on a good performance for you guys next weekend. And it ain't really too much more to say. I just ready to get back in there.